Hi everyone, this is a quick little tutorial on how to create your own team for your class. So first, we just click the Join or Create Team button in the top right hand corner, and then click Create Team. And so these are our four options. The one we're looking for is Class Team. So at this point we would try to name it, and we need to stick to the same naming structure we've been using with D2L. So that includes our course code and the course number and the ID and the name of the course itself. So I'm going to grab a little course I've created, and we're going to essentially use the same exact name here. So you'll notice right away we've got the course number FC101 and LA1. And so if you've got multiple sections, some of them might be LB1, LC1, LD1, depending on how many students, and then the course semester term number, which in the case of the upcoming fall semester is going to be 2030. 20 being the academic year, 30 being the term of the year. And so we'll click into that course, and then if you go to Edit Course, and then underneath course offering information, we're just going to copy the title of the course exactly. So we can copy it from right there, and then go back into our team naming area and then just paste it. And so as long as we keep to the same naming structure, we shouldn't have an issue going forward with the identification of courses. So from this point, we just click Next and it creates the team. And so at this point, we can add students and other teachers. We're going to skip this section right now because we're going to add the students via a course code later on. If you wanted to add the instructors, you could go ahead and do that right now. So our team is created. And now you want to focus on the structure of the course itself via the channels. So I would suggest making your channel layout the same way that you would make your modules in your D2L content area. So whether you break that out over weeks, week 1, week 2, week 3, or via topics, as long as you keep to the same structure, it should be easy for students to follow along. So there's a few options here. You want to make sure this channel is viewable in everyone's list, so just check that box off. And then under privacy, just make sure it's standard so that it's not private, so that everyone has access to it. And you can do that. So if you wanted to prepare your materials ahead of time, you could create your channels in the future and just have them set so they're hidden, so they're not automatically listed. You can also use these channels as like study groups as well, so you could create a couple study rooms and then make them automatically show up, and that way students have a place to start their own meetings with each other and study together. And if you screw up on any of the naming conventions of this, you can always rename them later. That's not a big deal. So ideally you might want to have a few study rooms so the students can group up together in smaller groups, so they don't have to all lump into one room. So creating a few study rooms is a good idea. And they just have to click the little meet button, and they can either meet now or schedule a meeting for later. And now depending on how often you want to hold your classroom meetings, whether it's once or twice a week, depending, you can set that up in the channel structure here. So if you've got meetings in week 1, you would click meet now, and you'll be able to check your options, see your camera's working, and then click meet now and it'll start the meeting up. And so these work just like a meeting with anyone else at the organization. So this is what your students see, pretty much the exact same thing. You've got your camera options, turn that on or off, you can mute yourself, and open up your shared items. So this is where you would share a presentation or your desktop screen. So I have two screens, so I've got screen 1 and screen 2, and all of the windows I have opened. And so you can either share your entire desktop or just one program through the window that's listed there. You can also share a whiteboard, and so this is really handy for using in the classroom too, since you can share your screen with the Epson board behind you and use the pens on it as a whiteboard for your students to see in the classroom, and the students that are join the meeting online, essentially they'll have the same view. So you've got your basic options such as pens, different colors, and text box stuff. If you install the Microsoft Whiteboard app through the Microsoft Store, you will have more. You can also export your image, so if you need to save this and save it to D2L or send it to students, you also have that option. At any time you can stop presenting by clicking the Stop Presenting button. So sharing a PowerPoint or a PDF or a Word document works the same way as sharing a whiteboard. You can click Browse, and you can either access any documents that you've uploaded to the team or the channel, or through your OneDrive. Now, I would suggest using your OneDrive. It's so much easier to have all of that documentation with you, and you would just share it right from there. If you wanted to show a video that was on your desktop, make sure you click Include System Audio. That way the audio from the video that's playing will play through the meeting to the students watching it at the same time. Then you've got your options such as show conversation and show participants. This is where you can get your attendance list to see who has joined, and invite people that haven't joined yet. If you go back to your Teams list while the meeting is running, you'll see that this has this little camera icon here, and that'll indicate that there's an actual meeting going on in that channel. And so that's very handy for the students to tell at a glance and how to join the meeting that's already going on. And so you can also record your meetings too by just clicking the little Start Recording Meeting. It takes a couple seconds, and then it'll send a little message at the top here letting everybody know that this meeting is being recorded. They just have to click Dismiss. So once you're done your meeting, you can just click Hang Up, and it'll finalize the recording and then post it in the channel right underneath the meeting name. You can also see who joined the meeting. It'll have their icons and their name listed onto the side. And right here is where the recording will be viewable. They can either download it or watch it right in the window here. And so in this team currently there's no students in it enrolled, but to add students we can do it by going to Manage Team and into Settings right here, and then go down to Team Code. And so what this will do is generate an individual unique code for this team that we can share with the students. We can do this one of two ways. If you've got students in class, you can full screen it, and then they can use Teams on their phone to join the channel right from there, or you can copy it and then post it in your D2L course. And so what I've done in this course here is I've created a quick little news item underneath Course Home, and then underneath News. And so I'm going to paste this code into the news item here. And so this is what the students will see when they first access the course. So all you have to do is paste it here, and then the students can join it, or students will get the code and then they can join it using the Teams app by clicking Join a Team. And then you just have to publish it, and it appears right on your home page, right there. Eventually we're going to look at some Teams PeopleSoft integrations where you should be able to pull your course name and your class list directly from the PeopleSoft listing, which would make this a whole lot easier. So once you're sure you've got all of your students added, you can just click Remove, and it'll deactivate this code so no one else can join this team using that code. So that's pretty much all there is to creating a team. As long as you stick to the same naming structure that we have set up in D2L, we should be okay. Thank you.